Yo, guys, you know who it is. It's non-stop content, and we're going to do one of our film reviews for one of the biggest films of the year, 2023. We're going to review The Flash. So obviously, The Flash, I got lucky enough to watch it, I think, 2 weeks before it came out. Obviously, the Podfather has just watched it. So we're going to give our review. There's going to be a lot of spoilers, so you don't want to hear spoilers. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Firstly, I just want to ask you, what did you think of the film? Did you like it? Did you not like it? When you came away from it, what did you think?
Yes, so I liked it. I liked it. I knew I was gonna like it just from the trailer. I was really, it was good. It was a good starting point. I was impressed going into it. Obviously DC recently has been a lot like hit and miss type of content or
It's
whatever.
been missed. He hasn't been here. It's just been missed. You know, miss.
Nah, because
Yeah.
they had one good one recently. The
Was
Batman one, isn't it? That's DC.
that DC?
Yeah, one or whatever, isn't it?
It was good. That was very good. It was just a bit long. That was good.
Yeah. So they've had one or two.
The Joker. I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, the Joker, obviously. Okay, so the Flash. Okay, so obviously, me and you, we both watched the series, so we're very familiar with the character, different storylines, his powers, all that sort of thing. So there was definitely like a nod to all of that. Like they really showed a lot of his abilities and
Yeah, they finally what they didn't do in the DC movies is that it was always confusing because they never really explained these powers. But it seemed in this movie they're like they finally focused on him as a main character, and they're like, listen, we don't want to do an origin story because you guys have already seen him, but we want to kind of explain what he does. So it was with the calorie deficit, the fact that he has to eat so much, the fact that he can't directly touch people and move them, hence why he moves objects around them, because obviously they'll be sick and stuff like that. So they kind of did that where they were like, oh, you know what, we're gonna try and make you guys get up to date with the character without having to do an origin of how, you know, everything happened. And they kind of did do an origin story because they showed how he got his powers.
Origin. Yeah, they did
They did an origin in another. Yeah. The main thing I enjoyed the movie. I like a lot of, you know, I've seen a lot of people not enjoy the movie. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it enough. But I could see that a lot of people that are big fans of Flash or are tired of superhero movies, they just didn't like it. They didn't like it. They called the normies, people from normie, but I enjoyed it. Overall, I left. The major thing I didn't enjoy, there's a few things I didn't enjoy, but the major thing I really didn't enjoy was the CGI was awful, especially in that last third of the movie. I don't know how bad it was for you because it was the screening. We watched it a bit earlier. They said the film was 98% completed, so I hoped
the only time I saw an issue with the CGI in the version I watched was the babies falling from the hospital scene.
No,
they didn't look like babies. They looked
like demonic dolls. Right,
they didn't even like, you know, trying to explain it or use that.
Are they too scared to make it look like real babies because they didn't want to give people anxiety or something because of the situation? Were they scared?
That's crazy. That's crazy. No.
Let me ask you. So what about
the whole point is to create anxiety? Like, oh, is he going to catch the baby? Is he going to save?
No. But let me ask you. So in your seat, in your the screen you watched, the CGI at the end when he did the time traveling, was it bad?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but at the same time, it wasn't bad to me. Like oh, the CGI looks fake. It was bad to me, or it was unimpressive to me in terms of like it didn't really add to the Zod. It didn't feel expensive. It didn't add to the imagination.
The Zod, the first of all, I thought the Nicholas. I don't know. We will spoil it. The Nicolas Cage cameo. That CGI.
Yeah, all that was CGI.
All that was
CGI. All those characters were computer generated.
Oh, I was so shocked at how bad it was. I was like, oh, is this an episode of Black Mirror or something? Like, what are they doing? Like, is this so bad? I thought the last third of the film where they fought Zod, I thought what they were doing, showing like Zod killed the girl. And first of all, I thought she was great as Superwoman. I thought she was fantastic. I thought I liked the fact that they didn't try and overdo a character, make her super powerful unnecessarily. They made it seem like, oh, she's been locked up for most of her life. She's got free. She's got these powers, but she's not going to be as strong as a Zod who's trained as an army guy his whole life. She doesn't know how to use these powers effectively, hence why she kept losing, which made sense. And also, I like the fact that naturally, if you're a person that's been you've been captured, you've not really made much friends, or you're not going to be super vocal. You're not going to talk much. You're going to be non-communicative, stuff like that. So I really like the way her character, and it really showed the difference between just a normal Kryptonian and Superman. You know what I mean? Like how people really take, oh, it's just the fact that he's got the powers. And it's not. Like Superman is so much more than just his powers. He made himself to that level. He made himself communicate like an effective human. He made himself able to, you know, be super powerful. Like he built himself up. He wasn't just a normal Kryptonian that had powers. But I like that scene where it kept showing her dying. But I just thought the CGI in the last fights between the Kryptonians and Flash was just so bad. It took away from, like, especially when you had the humans around. I didn't like that, and it was just really bad. So I couldn't get into that last fight. I just couldn't get into it. Like I tried to, but it was just such bad fighting.
Yeah, also, it wasn't as bad when I watched, and even like there was no like amazing fight scene. That's what I would say.
Yeah,
that was probably something that I was missing. Like we've seen other movies, obviously, like
no, but not even
Batman,
like you said about
the Batman. The best fight is probably the Batman
series. But but like you said about the Flash series showed Flash and showed how he could fight. Yes, he was a fast guy naturally, but it showed how he could fight in different ways. But I kind of always felt like
tactical fights.
Almost felt like in Flash, they've always, and even from before, they've always made him just an evasive character, and he's not like that in the cartoons that I've watched and in the shows. He can fight. He just fights in a different way. So they kind of made it seem like he's kind of a weakling who just runs fast. And
if anything, this was actually a step up compared to the Justice League and all of them.
Yeah, it was awful when he's running from Superman.
He's afraid, just making mistakes, pushing stuff, letting guys fall, something like that. Now, if he's able to, what's that thing? You know, when he can like go through walls and go through.
I thought
phase. You can like phase through walls. The cyclone thing, the electric thing that the guy did as well. Lightning bolt type thing.
What I liked about the film is I liked Batman. I like both Batman. I like Michael Keaton. That showed me that they could go on to use him as like a Batman Beyond character. I liked Ben Affleck as Batman. It just reminded me, oh yeah, I like this guy as Batman.
You know how Michael Keaton is?
How old is he?
71.
Who is like 60 man?
Yeah, the guy looks good for his age.
He could go on. He could do the Batman Beyond. Do you remember the Batman Beyond where he was like the old retired, and then you had the Batman? He could definitely do that. He can still act as top level. I thought he was great as the character. I thought people really hated Ezra Miller in the film. They thought he was whack. I didn't think so. I didn't think he was whack, but I don't know.
You know what? The only thing that's annoying about him is his voice. There's something about his voice that it just doesn't sit well with me.
Because he's awkward. What the actual voice itself?
No. His voice is whiny. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to because those sort of characters you want them to be you want them to be funny, and like almost like vulnerably stupid in the same way, just to make you laugh and situations or whatever. I just found his voice very whiny. I find his voice a bit annoying.
I picked up on something in the movie, and I don't know if you picked up on this. There was a tiny scene. First of all, it didn't show who killed Flash's mum. And that was really frustrating to me, that he saves the mum, but he never figured out who killed him. And we all know who it was. Like, it was supposed to be Flash. Also, I could tell that the films had extensive reshoots because there was a lot of things that happened in the movie and they never spoke about. So, for example, did you clock this? Jamie Lannister was in the movie for like half a second. When he was running, he stole Jamie Lannister's like pizza or something off him. Something he stole like food off him. Jamie Lannister was in it for half a second. It's crazy. That's what I'm saying. No one knows it. He literally stole like food of Jamie Lannister from Game of Thrones for half a second, and I didn't understand where he's in the movie. I think personally, they probably used Jamie Lannister's character as Reverse Flash, their villain, but they decided not to at the last moment because why would he be in it for half a second for no reason? It didn't make sense. I also didn't like the mum story. Like I felt like the mum, he missed his mum so much, but he only hugged his mum for half a second, and he's like, whatever. It just felt like a bit wishy-washy. I thought that the young version of him that became the villain, that was good, and they could have really focused on that. You know what that would have been good? That would have been the good version. You know what they could have done? They could have used the young version that turned into the older version. They could have made him the one that killed his mum. As like that's
why I thought they were going, because when the guy pushes him out the Speed Force, I thought that was the Reverse Flash. Pushed him or whatever and stuff like that. So it was interesting. That's one thing I was impressed in, and I have to give Ezra Miller credit on that. That was very good acting between
when he was
and just like you instantly see the difference between the characters. Yeah, one is more mature and more, whatever. The
They
other is
should
like
have
a
they should have killed Ezra
complete.
Miller though, because if they're not going to use him again, they should have killed his character. They could have really done like an amazing send off where Zod he kills himself, sacrifices himself to save Zod and save the whatever. Like, but he could have
Yeah,
died.
but you see, I think they're leaving it open, isn't it? They said they're
But
not
he's
going to use him.
gone.
But
All those allegations.
yeah, no, yeah, now. But if this movie had been like one of the greatest opening weekends, was selling for like a fucking $1 trillion, $1 billion, or whatever, he'd be back. Yeah, I mean, but it's now you can
Do you see what they did at the end? With
Yeah.
Batman, they didn't they said, oh, whose Batman is this? What I heard allegedly is the Batman that he's supposed to see at the end of the court case was supposed to be what's his name?
English boy.
The one from Batman Return, not Batman Returns, the one after Batman Return, the one with Jim Carrey. Kilmer. Yeah, Val Kilmer. Supposed to be Val Kilmer.
Yeah, he's sick, isn't it?
Oh, okay. That's what I heard. You know, it'd been funny if they made it like Arnold Schwarzenegger or someone silly, like someone that was never like Batman in the first place. I felt like they'd done too many references. I think this was. I enjoyed the movie, but I think it was a bit messy. Like there was so much going on. They could have done it well, but I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? I enjoyed it. I was unfortunately the thing that ruined it for me, and this is nothing to do with the movie, was I watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Like a week later, and it done the multiverse so much better. That because I felt like the running thing, like he was running on a treadmill, was a bit dumb. Like I just felt like it was really really dumb. Yeah,
it was dumb, but then it was funny. It was kind of funny in a way when they made it a joke, like when he lost his speed.
Yeah,
and he did the same thing and trying to run.
Oh, that was when he ran into the wall. Yeah. Also, it showed like all his abilities in this film, but yeah, he never used any of them in the DC movie. Like before, he could just and just walk through stuff, but he never used it. And I didn't believe the romance with him and that girl. That's why it was good that it was only shortly on because I didn't care for it. Like it wasn't. It didn't. I didn't think it was. Yeah. And he didn't. I feel like
I think they could have been potential for part 2. I think that there were ways to take the character, but we'll see.
So out of 5, what are you giving the movie?
I give it 7. I give it 7.
No, out of 5.
Out of 5.
3.
Yeah, I give it 3.
Yeah,
just because everything was against it. Yeah, I mean, it took like 5 years to make reshoots, scandals. But I feel like they delivered a watchable, enjoyable. Because I went with my girl and stuff, and she found it funny and she enjoyed it. Like she wasn't, like she doesn't know anything about the Flash or whatever like that. Yeah, often she knows. What
I'll say is that people. I don't know when this happened, but I don't know why. I think the quality of film cinema in terms of big films has gone down. Fine, but I think people are looking for the Flash or these movies to be some sensational, amazing, great. These movies are never supposed. Superhero films. It was just spoiled that that Avengers and all these films complete whatever. These films were just normally superhero films are just supposed to be enjoyable, like enjoyable films that you go away and you learn like, oh, to be a good guy is better to be a bad guy. But for these expectations to be so high, I think it was a decent movie. I think it was a solid 7. I enjoyed it. I think I think when people are like, oh, we need Ezra Miller, like the acting and this that. You just need him to be acting well enough. Like you don't need these guys to give him Oscar performances. I think what's happened is that in Avengers and films like that, you've had Robbie Downey Jr., like a credited top level, amazing actor that can bring life into characters like Iron Man, who are just normal actors, and people suddenly say that's the standard.
I know even just that sets the bar. Like Iron Man, when he comes, he's not coming off.
Yeah,
he's not competing against himself, innit? Yeah, I mean, after a while, people have to compare him to yourself. It's not comparing you to first Avengers.
I think in terms of the DC universe, outside of Joker and Batman, because that's not really, they're like standalone movies. Yeah. The Flash is arguably as good as any DC movie they've had. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So in terms of film, I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's a solid 7. I enjoyed it. I walked out the cinema like, that was fun. I enjoyed that. If the CG,
does that close off the universe? Then? Is that the last one in that?
I think so. I think that's the last one. Yeah, I think that's the last one till James Gunn takes over completely and does his own movie and brings in his own Flash. The only thing I would say is I don't like that Ezra Miller's character was so awkward. I would have liked if he was more awkward at 18. I thought, first of all, you could tell that he was different with his mum there, but I would have liked it better if he was more awkward at 18 and less awkward at 25. You know what I'm saying? Because that would have
That's one
been,
of the reasons why I
yeah.
like the series one. Because
Because
the
he
series one, the
wasn't,
guy
he
is
became
not
normal.
awkward like
He
that.
becoming more chill, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, and he has awkward moments, but
Yeah.
majority of the time he's not awkward. They have
Yeah,
other
he's
guys
not
who play
awkward.
more
Yeah.
of the common characters. Yeah, I mean, so
Yeah. Yeah. And
yeah,
it,
I like him for the role. Yeah.
yeah. But I thought it was a solid movie. Yeah, it's definitely worth a watch.
Mm.
Yeah, it was a good movie. If you like superhero movies, couple fights. I think the second third of the movie is the best part. I think from when Batman gets in and that whole sequence with Batman, that's the best part, and Superwoman comes in. I think the third third is the worst part. I think the first part is better than the third part. But I do like the younger Flash turning into the evil older Flash. I do like that. Yeah. No, but yeah, guys, if you like our film review, like, share, subscribe. If there's certain movies you want us to watch, old or new, we will watch them. We might do a review on Silo when the season finishes, because I really enjoy Silo. I think Silo is quality. I really enjoy that show. Yeah. I'm having fun.
We should do a review on because obviously people haven't heard from us in a while. We should do a review on Snowfall as well.
Oh,
and, I don't know, Succession. Are you up to date?
Yeah, I'm up to date. I'm on season 1, episode 4.
Oh my god!
I need to watch it, but no, we'll definitely do a review on Snowfall. Breakdown of Franklin.
What else? What else is a classic out there? This was really good.
Oh, we haven't watched. We should do a review on Black Sails. I think Black Sails is
Black Sails. Barry as well.
Barry, have you finished Barry?
Yeah, I finished Barry. The writing outstanding.
Yeah, Barry's one of the most underrated shows. I think character should be up for Emmys if he hasn't won some already. I think Barry is.
Yeah, no, the writing outstanding. Not just him. Everybody kills it. The babe is outstanding.
Yeah, outstanding.
The blonde girl. The way she goes
in Flash,
psycho to depression.
In Flash, I think we should talk about who was the best actor in Flash for you. Was anyone better than someone else? Was anyone really stand out? Main character?
No, I think it was Ezra Miller, because just because he had to play the two parts.
Yeah,
and you can see Michael Keaton, but he was only in there for a short period of time, and he didn't really have to go through.
This is another thing as well. Let's say I saw a lot of people criticizing. I'm not even saying I'm the biggest Flash fan. I'm not. So a lot of people saying Ezra couldn't carry the movie and this, and I don't care whether going to. I'm just about the acting. I think that he was okay, but not just that. When they're saying that he has to carry. How many of these superheroes are literally? Let's go. We went through all the superheroes. How many of these actors are doing an hour by themselves, where they're really the only character?
Him not having a proper villain probably hurt the show.
Yeah, but I'm saying no. But the majority of these superhero movies, the majority of these superhero movies, they're not carrying the movie. They're like when Thor's in it, Loki's just as good in it, if not better than him in the movie. In the majority of Iron Man, like it might only really be Iron Man, but if you really comb through these Captain America wasn't carrying movies. That's why they brought in the Winter Soldier. Scarlett Johansson had to be in the second movie with him. Nick Fury was in the movie.
That's what I said about Flash and why I think he did a good job. Yeah. I felt like every 5-10 minutes, I felt like I laughed.
Yeah,
that's all I can ask for. Yeah, it's like you're a comedian, you're playing a comedy character. There was a joke like every 10 minutes or so.
I think what took away from this movie was What took away from this movie is that they've made other superhero characters who weren't comedic characters comedic. So when you have a character like Flash, who is supposed to be a funny character, they're like, oh, not another one. But it's supposed to be his character, Guardians.
But in those other movies like Guardians, whatever, they surround him with loads of comedic guys and the writing, all that, whatever. He's the one telling all the jokes. He's the one, whatever. Everybody else is playing it straight. Ben Affleck playing it straight. What's the other guy's name?
That was weird though. That lasso scene. I didn't like that lasso scene when he's like, I've got mommy issues. I was like, oh god, like come on. Batman getting with the lasso, come on, like come on. I would have loved to show Batman as arsehole where he gets lassoed and afterwards he punches Wonder Woman in the face, which is because he doesn't want to be vulnerable. That's something Batman would do, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, guys, let us know what you thought about the film. Let us know what you want to do. We're going to start talking about TV series as well, Silo, Snowfall, etc. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Follow our YouTube page, TikTok. We out.
Peace.